We reported about that dramatic drop in new COVID infections in states across this country, and so many families just want to move on from the pandemic life. But for many parents with children still under the age of 5 or not yet eligible for a vaccine, normalcy still feels far away. And some of those youngsters have never even seen a world without COVID-19. ABC's Karen Travers reports.
Erin Harbaugh is a single mom in Washington, D.C. Her daughter Sloan just turned 2.
Happy birthday, baby.
She's exactly as old as the U.S. fight against COVID-19 to the very day, January 21st.
She was born the first day that the pandemic was declared in the United States.
The deadly virus from China arrives in the U.S. The CDC revealing the first case of the deadly coronavirus here at home.
It's been a challenging 2 years for parents, and with this latest Omicron surge, many say they're at a breaking point. This month, a group of moms in Boston met up outside just to scream in frustration. It's been especially hard on the families of the nearly 20 million American kids under age 5 who still aren't eligible for the vaccine.
It feels like a dire pandemic for parents of 0 to 5-year-olds.
People don't realize that if you have a young child, you're still stuck in March 2020.
In some ways, I feel like this is the hardest part that we've been through so far because it's been really, really hard.
We spoke to parents across the country with very young children who tell us they feel like the rest of the world has moved on, but they can't.
I think most people are just going through their lives now that they're vaccinated.
I think that parents of kids under 5 are in this reality right now that a lot of people are no longer in.
Daycares and preschools full of unvaccinated children, and one positive case sends everyone into quarantine, and parents scrambling. Anaga Fadkule from Portland, Oregon, works in a hospital. Her husband works from home. Their 3.5-year-old son, Arush, was in daycare, but it shut down twice in January due to COVID outbreaks among the staff. They decided just to keep him at home.
It feels like a very reckless time to push your toddler into daycare and be like, okay, whatever happens, happens.
Rebecca Sangvi is a public school teacher in Washington, D.C. Their 5-year-old daughter, Hannah, is in kindergarten and she's vaccinated. 2-year-old son, Leo, is in daycare.
But I do think that there's not enough attention on the difficulties that the families who can't do that are facing with kids being quarantined, taking time off work, often unpaid.
Rebecca and other parents describe that heart-stopping moment when the phone rings or a text message pops up with those dreaded words, "Your child was in close contact with someone who tested positive."
I could go home from right now and I could find out that my next 10 days are wiped out.
To find out the day before, oh, your child's not going to have any daycare coverage or childcare coverage for 14 days is devastating. You had plans, you had meetings, you had deliverables, and now you can't get any of it done.
Deborah Schoenfeld is a mom of 3 in Maryland. Her 4-year-old's daycare has shut down so many times, she's now keeping him at home.
I can't even go a full month with having childcare.
Many parents say they don't have backup care if their child has to quarantine. And at this age, kids can't be left alone or just sent off to play.
So when we have a Zoom meeting or a conversation with a client, I tell them, it's like, hey, sorry, but if you hear anything in the background, that's my 3-year-old.
Eddie Suarez is a real estate agent and father of 2. He and his husband have had to get creative.
I have to take even my kids to work. I had an issue with a client where she told me that it was unprofessional for me to show up with my kids.
We're talking about real existential threats to family survival right now, at a time when so many families thought that we had rounded the corner.
Erin Lebo has 3 children under the age of 5. All 3 were sick with COVID in December.
I'm so thankful that we got through it relatively unscathed, but we are lucky.
Erin tells us she's eager to get her children vaccinated to keep them safe.
We've been thrown completely off equilibrium, and we will find a new normal.
So when can parents like Erin expect their kids to be eligible for vaccination? Dr. Anthony Fauci says he expects the FDA will soon have data from the vaccine makers about their studies of kids under age 5.
My hope is that it's going to be within the next month or so and not much later than that.
That day can't come soon enough for stressed out parents like Erin Harbaugh.
I cannot financially, mentally, emotionally, do this much longer. And I don't really have any alternatives right now.
Experts say parents should be kind to themselves, and it's okay to be frustrated.
Find things that you're grateful for, that you can focus on, that are positive. You can't control this larger situation. We are in the middle of a global pandemic that does not seem to want to end.
And if it all feels like too much, know that you can always step outside and scream.
Release some of that tension there. Just let it out. Our thanks to Karen Travers for that.
Hi, everyone. George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. If you'd like to get more videos, show highlights, and watch live event coverage, click on the right over here to subscribe to our channel. And don't forget to download the ABC News app for breaking news alerts. Thanks for watching.